Hello and welcome. It's a pleasure to have you join us again on the program. This is the program where you get first-hand information about latest happenings in the financial sector of the nation's economy. I am Jennifer Obidiebube. On the program this week, we join Faith and her guests on the town hall as they discuss brand development in the insurance industry. As always, it's a no-holds-barred session.
Insurance today is the last hope of Nigeria because of the dwindling economy. Insurance is the last hope now that Nigeria has.
Also, we will bring you highlights of the 2016 Korama Conference series in Lagos. The theme was People Power, Building Human Capacity for Industrial Africa.
I'm talking about the professor who what he learned in 1960s, still teaching people. A professor that is never computer literate. Those are the things that we see. And these are the things that we need to look at.
And not forgetting our insurance fact file. All these and more are what we have coming your way shortly after the break. Please stay with us.
All right, so welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the Insurance Industry Town Hall this week. My name is Faith Ugode. On this edition of the Town Hall, we'll be looking at a very topical issue that's germane to the insurance industry in Nigeria. That's talking about brand development in the insurance industry. And to do justice to the topic we've chosen this week, I have three distinguished gentlemen that have graciously joined us out of their busy schedule. I'm going to start from the man on my immediate right, Mr. Kayode Adelowoko, who is publisher of News Veg. He's also an insurance and brand analyst. Thank you so very much for joining us. Okay, on my immediate left, I have the man himself. I won't say more than that, Mr. Shegu Bankole, who is Assistant General Manager, Corporate Communications and Brand Management of Sovereign Trust Insurance PLC. Thank you so very much, sir.
My pleasure, Faith.
Okay. And my far left is Mr. Chuks Udo Konta. I call him Chuksi. He's the editor of Ispen Media. Thank you so very much for joining us on the program. Okay, as I said, today we'll be looking at brand development in the insurance industry. Now, brand equity, as all of us do know, is the value build-up in the positive perception of customers. When you talk about the insurance industry, this is one industry that doesn't evoke positive emotions from people generally, let alone the brand. The name insurance itself doesn't evoke positive emotions from people. Would you say that is why, in terms of brand, what we see in the insurance industry today?
Yeah, I think I will borrow a leap from the word of the Commissioner of Insurance, Mr. Mohamed Kari. He said, insurance has not rightfully take its place. It's a sector that does not take its place. One, basically because it has not done well in managing its brand. The brand perception of the industry is still remain in the negative where it used to be in the past. Many people don't know what insurance today is doing. I was at a place 2 days ago. They were talking about insurance companies not paying claims. I said that was a thing of the past. But if the perception, if the companies do more on managing its brand, letting people know, using brand and PR strategy to push the company, I believe definitely the industry will have witnessed a serious change. Today, the banking sector, we all know what is going on in the banking sector. The arbitrary charges, I put it that way. But the brand acceptance is still there. People still take the brand the way it is. But the insurance industry do far better than banking sector today, only if the industry players can do well and project the brand of the insurance industry itself.
Okay, now, Mr. Banki, you are a brand expert. In terms of, as I said, insurance, once you mentioned the name insurance, before people even come to individual companies, once you say insurance, a lot of people tend to have a second thought. These guys, I don't trust. I don't trust them. So, how is it easy to to build a brand around something that doesn't evoke positive emotions from people?
First and foremost, I think brand management, as it were, it's a sum. A brand is a sum of its association, and basically, the mindset of the insuring public and the general public over time has been so badly damaged that a lot of them still carry the cobweb of what used to be in the past when you mention insurance. It was in the same country that some of us grew up, some of us who grew up in Nigeria between the 80s, late 80s and 90s, that you had the Nikon of this world. It was in this same country that we witnessed the IGIs of this world, insurance world is ours. And over time, if anybody had told me I was going to be in the insurance industry, I probably would have said no. But I found myself in it, and what I've noticed is the fact that there hasn't been so much deliberate attempt on the part of players in the industry. Quite a couple of companies, quite a small bit of companies would today say that, okay, they're trying, but it's not as if there is that collective will. There is that, the word there is a collective will, is a commitment, and that has to do at the top, the leadership. For every brand manager in an insurance company, there is a boss, there is a head that he or she reports to. And if the head does not believe in pushing that agenda, there is no way you would have a voice. And that's a big challenge for the industry. There must be that collective. If I was going to use one or two companies, maybe my company, over time that I've been parcel of the company, the top management, executive management believe that, look, we need to be out there. The psyche of the insuring public, of the general public, as regards insurance, is badly damaged. But we need to make that deliberate attempt to say to the public, we are different from the pack. And if everybody, if every organization, every underwriting firm sees it from that point of view, that we are different, we need to, because come to think of it, we're selling the same thing.
Exactly.
So how do you differentiate? Which is what branding is all about. It's about differentiation. You're selling water. Water is water in a bottle until...
Even in a sachet,
it's still water. So the differentiating thing is, okay, this is how we've been able to manage this brand. And this brand stands out of the pack. So if the leadership does not see it from that point of view, it will always continue like that. And don't forget, the insurance industry or the insurance business is such a very conservative one, in the sense that when you talk about premium, you know how premium is being calculated, and when it comes to spending, they tell you, do you know the amount of business that you have generated to be able to come up with these kind of premium, and that is what you want to. It's because such human being or such a character does not understand the import. Because you see, there is no way you can have something, a product to sell or a service to sell, and if you're not saying it to the whole world, nobody will come patronizing it, more so that you have everybody.
That seems to be the problem for the industry, because they say that insurance penetration is less than 1%. Their contribution to the GDP is less than 1%, and this has been like that for as long as I can remember. Nothing has changed, and these people, they keep telling you, oh, the industry, we've changed the perception that people have about us, the way we were doing our business before, we have changed. But it's a difficult sell. This is what the industry is saying, but the people out there are just stuck with the perception that they have that nothing has changed about these guys. And your business, the operators, are saying, oh, we are conservative by nature. We don't have to tell you that we have changed. Believe whatever you choose to believe. How do you guys move from this point to where you're supposed to be?
Now, the truth of the matter really is the fact that there's been some slight movements in terms of what it used to be in the past, in terms of the efforts that have been put in. And the whole thing still boils down to the fact that you don't have a lot of these things. What you have is just pockets of this initiative, of this effort from some companies, you know. Now, let's assume today we have about 48 underwriting firms in the country, and company A is doing this, company B is doing that, company C is doing that. In the insurance industry, so much emphasis is laid on claims. That's the insurance business is all about claims. But you see, you're not in business for a particular reason. You're in business because when we say that a brand is a sum of its association, it's an entirety of all the things that you put together to say, look, this is a brand. Now, when we talk about penetration, you're aware of the fact that every year there's some industry movement where different companies in the insurance industry will come together in trying to do the insurance work, trying to educate the masses, the public, to say, okay, look, this is what we're doing. But again, it comes from the point of view of, this is company A, company B, so it becomes another competition. Have we had a situation where the body, the governing body, will come together and say, look, let's do this. Let's channel our advertising, our marketing towards trying to change the psyche, the perception. Because you see, the perception of where the industry is suffering today is what a lot of us grew to know then, that insurance. But you see, my dad would tell me that those days, insurance were up and alive with the responsibilities. At some point, there's some distortion and the public got stuck. And you see, the thing is, once anything goes bad, to get it back on track is so difficult. How creative, how youthful is the leadership of the industry to want to believe in the fact that, look, marketing communication, brand management is an integral part of your business. Basically, the business is relationship driven. You have a relationship with the broker, you think it's enough. You have a relationship with that. But what about those who do not even understand the ABC of insurance? How do you reach out to them? At some point, I've seen some companies come on the newspaper to say, okay, we're trying to educate the masses. They talk about the different products they have under their stable. But again, it terminates at some point. Maybe it's not, but you see, branding, it's about continuum. It's not a destination, it's a journey. So you begin to walk and walk and walk and walk and walk at it until it gets to a point where, yes, and it can never get to a point that you'll be satisfied. It can only get to a point that you think, okay, fine, I think we've done enough. So let's sit down, let's see what we can tweak to refresh the minds of people. You need to continue to refresh the minds of people. What I see these days is just to see one insurance company maybe doing one sporting fiesta, just slot one advert, and that's all.
That's where it ends.
That's all. Now, at some point, some of us have tried to make the attempt of selling the insurance companies in Nigeria to the outside world. We've done that with CNN at some point. I've seen some other companies too do that at some point. But how sustainable is it? Fund is one big issue. Somebody who does not believe in the fact that you're very important to the scheme of things would obviously starve you or funds for one reason or the other. It might not be deliberate, it might just be, look, that's the capacity at which the company. When I was joining my own organization, it was clear from day one that they needed to toe a path. And what I did was to fall in line, to align within the capacity of what I can work with the vision of the organization. If my vision is to be a leading brand, providing so, okay, all the initiatives that must be embarked upon will be the one that will set the pace for the industry. One would have expected that at some point in time, some other companies will have cut the bug and said, look, we need to do this. So you could see if that had happened, the trickle effect, and people will begin to. It's not as if the banks that we, like he rightly said, it's not as if in terms of intellectual build-up or any other thing that the banks are better. Insurance is a very strategic business. Abroad, you see the likes of AIG, the likes of AXA, the likes of Geico, the way they keep communicating. It's about talk all the time. Refresh the minds of the people. But again, it's because there is a collective will. It's because there is an understanding of what brand management is to the business.
Okay, so would you say that is a problem with the insurance industry in Nigeria? Because is it that they don't have understanding of what brand management is? Choose maybe before banking.
Maybe Tutu would want to say something to that.
Okay, thank you very much. I think looking at how the companies operate now, I think I still believe that most of them don't even know what brand management is all about. Let me cite an example. Presently, there is an organization that is running like something just to help children, you know, this road crossing sign. I observed that the company spent money in building those signs across the road, but when you just see those signs, they only wrote a name, and that name, there is no insurance attached to it, and the name they bear is a universal name that any company, anybody can bear. Right. And when you see that signpost, you begin to wonder, this company, is it a construction company? Is it a bank? Is it a small and medium enterprise? I look at it, I say, I don't actually know how they conceive that concept, and to them they believe that they are promoting their brand, whereas they are killing their brand.
Alright, welcome back. Moving on, we bring you highlights of the Kurama Conference series that took place recently at the Lagos Court of Arbitration, Lekki. Speaking during his presentation, Mr. Akin Oyebode, Executive Secretary, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, stated that Africa cannot develop at 8% productivity rate.
The Kurama Conference series has been a unique African platform for global thinkers to exchange and share influential ideas in building knowledge and stimulating new developments on the continent. The 2016 edition was recently held at the Lagos Court of Arbitration, Lekki, Lagos. The theme was People Power, Human Capacity for Industrial Africa. Kickstarting the conference, Mr. Mark Edo, founder and managing director, Mark Edo Media, looked at experiences and solutions in human capacity with Mr. Haresh Aswani, managing director, Tolaram Group, in the interview session. Mr. Aswani said that the private sector must be involved in building people, not just their brands.
Government policies, don't aid this. So the only way to really enhance and grow skills is for private sector to play a role in this. And we as a group do a lot in this field, and we focus on this. So it's not just about building brands and building products. How do we build people? And that's an important element of growing any business and naturally growing any country. And every time you see a kid born, there's a future leader somewhere there, right? So how do you enhance those skills? So we believe that private sector has to play a bigger role.
The second session of the conference focused on human capacity, the European model. Speaker was Mr. Ingo Haberts, Consul General of the Consulate General of Germany in Lagos. The third session focused on investing in people. Speaker was Mrs. Desola Ehaga, Country Representative, City and Guilds International. Other sessions of the conference focused on industrial Africa, people and unemployment. Speaker was Mr. Akin Oyebode, Executive Secretary, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. In his submission, Mr. Oyebode stated that without the issue of infrastructure problems addressed, businesses cannot create value.
I have spent 3 days without power at all, not a blink. So maybe the job that's being created out of that is that I have a generator guy that has to come to my house a lot more than it probably needed to maybe a few years ago. But the reality of this conversation is that if we don't fix that problem, then it means that it's impossible for businesses to create value. So all of the capital that should go into actual production goes into removing a hurdle. And that's just one hurdle, power. So again, how do we solve these problems? I think that's really what we're here to talk about. But it's good to itemize what the key issues are. Now, if you think about transport, and if you think about the previous comment about coastal areas, this is where this problem really now becomes significant. So you think about rail. Now, if you've got bad geography, which means you can't move products through the coast, and then you haven't got any rail, it means you're simply not moving any products. So that's the summary. Now, if you think about a continent that wants to develop, 13 countries across the continent do not even have any form of rail infrastructure. Nothing. Not a single kilometer of rail lines. If you think about Nigeria, for example, and some of the things that the current government wants to do, which I find quite interesting, is building rail lines alongside where you find, industrial activity and natural deposits. So if you think about solid minerals, having a line from Ajaokuta all the way to Kogi means that you can move coal, for example, from a mine to a power plant.
The panel discussion focused on investment strategy for the future. Panelists were Mrs. Katerina Botolusi, Founder and Creative Director, Kinabuti Limited, Dr. Chuma Ezedimma, Senior Program Officer in charge of UNIDO Regional Office, Mr. Afolabi Imokwede, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation, Office of the Vice President, Mrs. Deshola Ehaga, Country Representative, City and Guilds International, and Mrs. Olarewaju Oniyiton, Founder, WHBS Consulting, while moderator was Ms. Rolake Akinkugbe, Head, Energy and Natural Resources, FBN Capital. The Kuramo Conference Series is a policy forum which draws multidisciplinary experts from both public and private sectors convened to discuss global development challenges.
Alright, that's all we can take on the program this week. I do hope you liked watching it. For sponsorship, comments and suggestions, please contact us on 0177633981, 080-335-7879 or 090-9685-2685, or send us an email at almond4xx@yahoo.com or almondproduction@gmail.com. You can also visit our website, almondreports.com, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Almond Reports TV, to view past episodes of this program. Also, don't forget to like us on our Facebook page, Almond Finance and Wealth Reports. I urge you to join us every Wednesday by 9:45 a.m. live on Niger FM 102.7 for our Pidgin English program, Waiting Insurance They Do Serve. You can also reach us on WhatsApp on 080-335-7879 and tweet at us at Madam Insurance. This program also airs on BCOS television every Thursday by 6 p.m. for those in Ibadan and environs. Until we come your way next time, I am Jennifer Obidiebube. Thank you for watching and goodbye.